Okay, so welcome everyone to today's workshop hosted by acmCSUF Workshop Department. Today we're going to be going over the introduction to Git and GitHub. So some topics we'll cover today will be, what is Git, GitHub, and why you should use these technologies, as well as, configuring Git, GitHub on your computer, and some commonly used Git commands.
We're also going to be doing a live demo at the very end and some pretty short and simple exercises of how to use Git and GitHub.
So first, let's introduce ourselves a little bit. So Johnson.
Hey everyone, my name is Johnson. I'm a second year computer science student. I'm a co-workshop manager.
Hi everyone, I'm Shalini Mathur. I'm also co-workshop manager here at acmCSUF, and I am a second year computer science major at Cal State Fullerton.
Hi guys, I'm Kevin Sierras. I'm the workshop intern, CS major, third year.
So what is Git and GitHub, and why should you use these kind of technologies? Well, first of all, it's very helpful for organizing your work and makes it easier to handle code. So there's no really long process.
There's also version control where you can revert to any previously saved version of your code. So say you wanted to implement like a new feature into your code and then you find out, oh, it doesn't work or it messes up everything. You can easily go back in time and go back to a previous version of your code. You can also build your portfolio over time, and this is what people use. This is a platform, GitHub, that people usually use to showcase their projects and their work to employers.
You guys can also download other people's repositories. Just as a reference, please don't steal other people's works. And it's also very popular among us programmers.
So if you're on the Tuffix, I think Tuffix is already installed Git. But if you want to install on Windows, like I have a virtual machine for Tuffix, so and that's really slow. So if you want to install on Windows, you can do that, or on Mac. I'm not sure if Mac has it installed as well. But if you go to https git-scm.com, there's an installer that you could get, and that will allow you to install Git on your computer. And to configure your all you gotta do is just install it, and that's all you gotta do pretty much for Git. But then you want to configure your settings by going into your terminal. I think it's called terminal. I don't know what it's called on Mac, but it's called command prompt on Windows, and you can just type in these commands right here. So git config -- global user .name, basically exactly as it is shown here. And you want to have quotes around your name, and the same thing for the email. You want to have quotes around your email, and that basically just gives your computer like an identity that, oh, your name is that, and then your email is that.
Oh, later on, we're also going to be making a GitHub account. It's pretty simple. Just go on GitHub, sign up. Later on, I'm going to be showing you guys a simple and a very helpful site called Replit. If you guys have ever heard of that, you can also set up your GitHub account there and also set up your repositories there now, which is very helpful.
And another way you could, set up your GitHub account is if, using your computer. So you go into your account settings and you can add the SSH key. And once you enter that, you should be able to use GitHub as a platform for Git. So some commonly used Git commands that I'm aware of, there are a lot. But the main commands are usually, like git init, or another way of saying is like git initiate type things. So what that does is kind of creates a new Git repository. It can be used to, convert an existing or unversioned project to a Git repository from GitHub to your local computer to make it a little bit easier to fix merge conflicts, add or remove files, or push larger commits. And git clone, what that does is like you're kind of cloning or copying your repository from GitHub to your local machine. Git status command, it displays the state of the working directory and the staging area. And it lets you see, which changes have been staged, which haven't, and, like which files aren't being tracked by Git. And git add file name or git add, what that does is it moves the file to the staging area, making it for inclusion in the next commit. So, you could select all the files, the directory, specific files, or even, specific parts of a file for staging and commit. This pretty much means that if you git add a deleted file, the deletion is staged for commit. And excuse me. And git commit -m commit message. It's usually used to save changes from a local repository after working in Git. And git push is kind of like one of the main commands that I've used personally. And what that does is kind of used to upload local repository content to a remote repository. Pushing is how you would transfer commits from your local repository to a remote repository. It's the counterpart to git fetch, which is another command that is used when working with it. But as whereas fetching imports commits to a local branch, pushing exports commits to remote branches. And now Kevin will talk about the useful commands for Git.
Thanks, Shalene. All right, so let's start off with, okay, let me start off with this. You guys shouldn't be too worried about these commands if you're just a beginner, but pretty sure later on it might be useful. So let's start off with git log. Now git log is basically showing all the commits that has been done to your repository. So if you're working in a group, you can see whoever has committed. And there's also certain commands on git log that will help you filter out whatever commits that you want to see. Git checkout is kind of confusing at first. So I recommend you guys to read more about it after this workshop is done. But it's basically, it helps you to create more than one branch. And what do I mean by a branch? So when you have a repository, you have the master branch. That's basically all of the commits that you're going to be changing on your repository. But if you're working in a group, you typically don't want to be working on the same branch. So you want to create a new branch for you and whoever else that you're working with, so that you don't mess up the main code that you guys are working on. So if anything happens on their side, at least you have something on your side and you still have a copy on the master branch. And git branch, basically, that's how you create a new branch. It says right there. You just type in git branch and whatever you want to name the branch. And git merge is, as it says there, to merge with whatever branch that you want to merge with. But do keep in mind, you do have to be in that branch and then type in the name of the branch that you want to merge with whatever branch that you want to merge with. There's so many branch words. And then git pull is pretty simple. You guys will be using this a lot. This is how you're going to be pulling your repository onto your local. It's pretty simple. Git pull, you go to your repository, and then you press down on the little green button that says code, and then you copy the SSH link, and then you paste that, and there you go. You have all the code that you need.
Thank you, Kevin. So now our co-workshop manager, Johnson, will do a live demo with Git and GitHub, using Visual Studio Code.
All right, thanks. So I'm gonna Can I share the screen?
Yeah, you can
alright.
share the screen.
So I think I'll just share the entire screen. Minimize that. I want to show the zoom. Yeah, I'll just share the window first. Okay, so to set it up on your Windows computer, you wanna make your Git. You wanna install Git. So I guess I should put that. Install Git and make a GitHub account. So that's the first steps you should do. And after, you want to go into your terminal command prompt, and you want to type in this command right here, ssh-keygen. And what that's going to do is it's going to create like a unique identity, kind of like a key identity for your computer, so that you can link it to your GitHub. So it's like a secure way to identify your computer. And then it's going to ask you for several things like enter passphrase. Just hit enter for all of them, and it's just going to default to the default file names and settings. And then you're going to type in this command right here, eval $parentheses ssh-agent -s. And you know what? I'm not really too sure what it does, but it basically creates a SSH agent on your computer, and that's just required. It's just a part of how to do it. And then finally, you want to add the SSH. So if you open your file explorer, it's gonna look like this. If you navigate to the so on my computer, it's c/users/johnson/.ssh. You're gonna go to somewhere that looks like this. So you want to add that SSH key, and then the name of the file by default is id_RSA. So you want to do that, and then you want to open this file. There's two different ones. There's one that's a file, and then one that's a PUB. You want to open the PUB in a notepad. So usually, like, there's a notepad installed on Windows. You could just like right click it, and then it's gonna say open with, and then you open with notepad, and then you're gonna copy that. There's a long number on there. You're gonna copy it, and then you're gonna go to your GitHub, and then go into your settings. So is there SSH keys right here? You're gonna click on that, and then you're gonna click new, and then you're just gonna copy and paste in here. So that's just how you configure it for your GitHub account. And if there's any questions for that, we'll go over that later again. But I just want to quickly show how you commit, add and commit, and create like a new repository. So let's just go on to GitHub first, and then you want to make a new. Click right there, create a new repository. I think I'll make this one private, and I'll just call this example. Oh, this is already example. Example 2 then. And then you can create your repository like that. And then what you want to do is you want to get this right here, this SSH link, and then you copy it to your clipboard. And then I'm gonna go onto my desktop. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I think I'll stop share, and then I'll go onto desktop. So I go into my desktop, and I made a folder called example. You can put it anywhere on your computer, but for this example, I'm on my desktop, and I made an example folder. So now I can right click it, and then open with code. That'll open it in Visual Studio Code, this directory. And I'll just wait for that to load up. Alternatively, you can just open this into your terminal, and then create your repository like that. I think I should actually share my whole screen. I think I'll share my whole screen. So inside the folder, you can say git clone and then paste in the link. Hold on, let me go get it back. Paste in the link that you copy the SSH. Why is that not pasting in? Whatever. I'll go into terminal in here. So the shortcut is Control Shift tick mark, and that should open the terminal right here. Just wait for it to show up. My computer is slow. Okay, and day now. Yeah, okay, there we go. So what you want to do is git clone, and then why is that not pasting in there? I think I have to click this. Yeah, there you go. So you have to copy that link and then paste it into your you got to be inside the directory, and then you have to git clone and then put that link in. And you hit enter, and then it will open that GitHub repository onto your computer. You can see it right there. So this is now the same, or inside here pretty much, the GitHub inside the example2. So example2 is now on my computer. So now I can start making new files and commits on there. So I can make a new file right here. Let's call it hello world.cpp. And then inside we can just do the usual iostream int main. Forgot what goes in here. Using namespace. Actually, just don't need that. cout hello world. And then you can go right here. So you have to cd into your new directory that you got from GitHub. So you have to cd into example2. cd means to enter a new folder or directory inside the one that you're currently in. So right now I'm inside example, and I want to go into example2. And then I'm going to hit enter. So now I'm inside example2, and now I can start adding my commits. So git status gives you what things that you've changed or staged for commit. And you see right here I added in hello world.cpp, and now I can git add. This basically gets it ready to be committed. So you hit enter, and that adds the files, and then git commit -m, and then this command it basically puts like a label on the changes that you made. So like right here I can say I made a hello world file. Enter. So that works. And then git push. What git push does is that it basically pushes the changes that you made on your computer to GitHub, which is online. So git push. And after that finishes, it should show up on the website right here. So if I reload the page, it should show up right there. See? So this is basically the basic ways of using GitHub, like from a very basic level on your computer. So I guess that's the end of the demonstration.
Thank you, Johnson, for that wonderful presentation or demonstration. Sorry. So now Kevin will do some exercises using Git and GitHub using Replit, and we'll show the features of how to connect to GitHub.
All right, sweet. So hold on, let me share my screen here. That's the wrong screen. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, you guys can. All right, so the website is called repl.it. So obviously just sign up, it's free. And once you're inside, you can click a new Replit. We're gonna be going over these two real quick. But if you wanna create a new Replit, there's a lot of languages here that you can use. But let's go with C++. You can name it whatever you want. Name an example. And then click create your Replit. So it's already, well, I already did it for you. So, and let's see here. All right. So to connect your GitHub, or to push this file onto GitHub, basically you just go to version control, create a Git repository. I can't talk today. Give it a second. I'm gonna push into connect to GitHub. All right. So obviously you're not gonna have this in the very beginning. You're gonna have to connect your GitHub account. But since I already do, just go here. If you have more than one account, you can change here. You can also modify the name here, and you can add a repository description if you want. Let's make that private, and let's create the GitHub repository. And now it has made the repository. So let's put something, hello world. And there you go. Any changes that you have made now will show up. It's basically what Johnson did in the previous one with the commit, I believe, with creating a message. So here you can say, I put a return 0. And now this will do both committing and the pushing. There you go. Now it says it right here. This is basically your branch right here. It shows you all the changes right here. It is very useful. And then if you go here, just refresh, go to your repositories, and there it is. And your comment will be shown right here. It's helpful, right? But do keep in mind that Replit, please just use Replit for running simple code. Don't use it for anything big. Simple code is just like testing out like your algorithm. So like don't use Replit for any big type of projects. But other than that, this is very useful. Very useful for people who are just beginning in CS. It totally helped me when I first came here. And please do use it. There's a lot of languages. So it's not just C++. Just go look, and I'm pretty sure you can find the language that you want to code in. Now, we are going to be importing from GitHub. This is pretty simple. All you have to do is, let me find a repository that I can use. All right, I guess I can use this one. So this is my previous C++ project that I did. And now we're going to be importing it. Oh, my bad. So if you want to import it, you got to get the, I guess this works. Yeah, get the HTTPS link, copy it, and then paste it there. Oh, good Lord. Let me try something else. I guess I could try this. All right, there we go. It's going to be configured for you, and there you go. Do mess around. Please mess around with Replit so you can be much more proficient than I am. All right, where is my end screen? There you go. If you have more questions, please ask them at the very end. I'll be happy to help you out.
Thank you, Kevin, for demonstrating, getting GitHub using Replit. I think that was really helpful. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Okay, so this pretty much does the GitHub and GitHub Workshop. Does anyone have any questions or concerns of what we went over today?
So I did a quick Google search for your problem, but yeah, apparently you can't do it. Here, I'll give you the link. It's on uh the trusty Stack Overflow. But yeah,
Just put it on the
control
chat.
click. Yeah, I sent it to you privately, but control click it opens it in a new tab. So I guess you can't really get it to do what you want. I know what you're saying, like you want it kind of like you click the link and it opens the new tab. It doesn't get out of your GitHub page, but I don't think it's possible. Well, at least they're saying it's not possible.
Dude, well, thanks for the link. I'll check it out. Thanks for taking the time to look that up.
Yeah, control click opens it in a new tab. So.
All right, so before we go, guys, please follow our social media on Instagram. It's at acmCSUF, and also our Twitter, same name. And if you scan this QR code, you'll be able to join our Discord server. Yeah.
I'll add the server link in case you can't scan the QR code. I'll just add it here in the chat so you guys can join. There we go. But yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. I hope you guys, took something out of this, learning the basics to Git and GitHub. We hope you guys learned something. But yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. And, have a great weekend.